Hi, this is Maria. Welcome to my craft room. Today we're going to be making a beautiful fun fold card, which means it's just not a standard card base. It's going to be a little bit different, a little bit fancier, and we're going to be making this card here. This is my prototype, so we're going to be using a little bit more of Christmassy paper, but this is the basic look of it. Isn't that so pretty? Okay, so we're going to be using Rustic Crate Stamp Set, which we have been using for fall themes, and we're going to use it for Christmas this time, and Rustic Glow for the sentiments. We're also going to be using Real Red and this beautiful Christmas paper from the Joy of Christmas Designer Series paper. I just got this. So pretty, and it's just beautiful. Let's see if I can show you just a glimpse of it here. Beautiful colors in this paper pack. These are 12 by 12 and they're just so pretty. Love, love, love. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to cutting. I wanted to show you the actual cutting process because it's not our standard card. So let me go ahead and actually cut the paper right here. There's your written instructions. You can always find instructions on the blog. You don't have to write this down, but you certainly can. So we're gonna need the red in 6 1/4 by 5 1/2. So let's do the 5 1/2 first, and then 6 1/4 this way. I'm gonna have to open this little arm to get my 6 1/4. Right to the edge of that is 6 1/4. And then I need to score this at, let's see, where's my notes? I'm going to score it at 2. So get your cutting blade out of the way. We're going to score at 2. Oh, my blade's off. There we go. Score at 2. And then we'll put that aside for just a second. I need another red at 2 3/4. That's not big enough. 2 3/4 by 4. Let's do that. 4. And then 2 3/4. That'll be the little layer at the top. We need our Designer Series paper, cut to 4 by 5 1/4. I'm just going to slice this all the way down at 4. And then 5 1/4. We need another piece, 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and we need some basic white. Let's go ahead and put this arm away. I don't need that. We need 4 1/2 by 3 1/4 for our sentiment on the inside, and 2 1/2 by 3 3/4. That's 2 1/2 there, 3 3/4, and that's all of our cutting. All right. So now that we have everything cut here, let's turn off the notes. Okay, so now I'm going to grab a bone folder, and where I scored at 2, we're going to fold and burnish. I'm just using a bone folder. This will layer here. This will layer here. This will go on the inside like so, and this will go here. So pretty. I love this paper. All right, so let's go ahead and start assembling. Let's do our stamp. Yeah, let's do our assembly first, and then we'll do the stamping. I'm just going to use liquid glue. And this little piece goes on the outside panel. Just give yourself a nice little border. Isn't that paper so pretty? I love that. So same paper is going to go on the inside as your first layer. Very nice. And that will be a sentiment layer. You could stamp it first, but I wanted to make sure that the outer flap is going to cover the wording, so I'm going to go ahead and do this step now. Usually I would stamp and then put my sentiment in here. All right, these two will be layered this way, and this will go on top. Isn't that so pretty? Okay, but let's go ahead and do our sentiments here before we go any further. So I'm going to need StazOn, and we're going to be using some watercolor pencils because I love those, and a blender pen. So let's get our, this little flower is from, let's see, it's from Rustic Crate, from this one here, and we're going to put this on with StazOn. StazOn because we're using watercolor pencils. Anytime you use water, you want to use StazOn. If you're using alcohol like markers, then you can use Memento. All right, we're going to go right here in the middle. Give it a good press. Beautiful. That's it for the StazOn. And we need real red. I love the way everything matches on this card. This says Happy Holidays, and this is from, both of my sentiments are from Brightest Glow. So Happy Holidays. It's going to go right here across the bottom. Beautiful. And the other sentiment is wishing you a season of hope and light. I'm going to go ahead and put this down, and then we'll color because I want to go ahead and stamp the inside. Let's see. We'll center this on the red layer. Beautiful. Now I'm just going to place it because I'm going to make a ribbon here, add a ribbon. And we want to make sure that this sentiment is going to be hidden beneath this panel. Wishing you a season of hope, and that should be fine right here in the middle. If you're not sure, just test your placement. Beautiful. And that is all for my ink. That was real red. Now we can go ahead and color this in. I'm using watercolored pencils. This is real red, and we're just going to color in the flower petals. You don't have to be super precise because we're going to use that blender pen. I do suggest you press fairly hard to get a nice bold color. Can we see here? Let's go a little closer. There we go. Just try not to go outside the lines because that's not easy to clean up. but inside the lines I'm not being very careful. Okay, and then get that other one in here. I still haven't made my Christmas cards, the cards that I'm going to be sending out, but this is a very good contender because it's easy to do, and it's really pretty. It gives a really solid, beautiful result. So I'm always looking for pretty and easy cards. Certainly for anything I'm going to send out. All right, let's do, this is Garden Green, which is one of the greens in this card. That beautiful designer series paper. Super simple, and it's such a beautiful result. I mean, honestly, you could leave it like that if you wanted to, but we're going to clean it up a little bit with a blender pen. I'll grab a little scratch here just to make sure my pen is clean, and we're going to just blend these strokes. Turn this colored pencil into almost a marker effect. Also, you'll find if you're using watercolor pencils that your paper doesn't warp. If you're using the alcohol marker, sometimes your paper will warp. Or if I was to use water with the ink pads instead of watercolor pencil, sometimes you get some warpage, and you just don't get that with the blender pen and the pencils. That's Penny you're hearing in the background. I've got a neighbor hanging Christmas lights, and she doesn't like strangers outside. She was asleep at my feet earlier. Something must have woke her up. All right, clean that pen. I'm going to use the same tip and go into the greens. Make sure your tip is clean so you don't blend colors you don't intend to blend. And then this is Daffodil Delight for a little pop of color right there in the center. And my coloring is done. Beautiful. That will go here. We're going to wrap a ribbon around this before we put it down. So let's get that done. I have beautiful satin edged ribbon. This is, what is it called? This is called Gold and Vanilla Satin Edged Ribbon. Isn't that just so pretty? I thought with the gold in this paper that we should use gold ribbon. I usually use that glittered organdy. It's more of a silver look, but I thought for this card, this gold paper would be a little bit better. All right, so we need a tool. I'm going to use a brand new little comb I bought just for this occasion. Look at that beautiful sparkle. And we're going to make an attached bow, meaning the bow will not slide on my ribbon. And they're easy to make, so we're going to show you here. I'm going to need roughly 9 inches of ribbon, but we're going to just eyeball it. I want my bow right around here. So I'm going to grab my tool, and I'm going to just place it between the times there. I'm going to count 3 and bring it up. Then I'm going to count 3 and bring it down. Okay, I'm going to feed it back 3 and out 3. So I have 1 loop on each side of this bow, right? Okay, so now I'm going to just reposition my hands here. This side is still attached to my spool. I'm going to just hold everything together. This piece that I started with, I'm going to go up and through the middle and back out through the middle towards the back. Whoops. Back out the middle through the back. This is hard to do on camera. There we go. You're looking at the front of your bow, okay? So you want to make sure that everything is aligned the way you want it. Now I'm going to flip this over and we're just going to lay it down. The side that is attached to your spool still needs to be in your left hand. You're going to take the loose end and go over, around through that loop, and you're going to pull that loose end towards the left. Now again, before you tight, check the front of your bow to make sure it's the way you want it to be. And once you're happy, pull it tight and remove. And there is a beautiful attached bow. And it doesn't slide, it doesn't go anywhere, and it's beautiful every time. Make it as fluffy as you want. All right, now let's go ahead and wrap this around my card here. I'm going to leave just a little bit of a tail on each side, and then we'll tape it down. I'm going to use some tear and tape because it's just super easy to use for this purpose. I'm going to go right across the back here just to secure the ends of the ribbon. Okay, so that's on the back, and I'm going to decide where I want that bow. I want it right around there, and just wrap this around and catch it on that tape that we had prepared. Same thing on this side. Get it nice and even, and that tape catches right there. So pretty. And then we can attach this to the front. We will use some liquid glue. Make sure that you're only putting it on half of the card. You don't want glue over here on this side. Just what we'll cover here. So about 1 inch from the edge here. Super easy. This is such a pretty card. And then we're just going to line this up like so. Make sure I don't have any glue seepage. And that is beautiful. We're going to put a glue dot right here under the bow just so it doesn't wiggle too much. Push that little knot from the bow right into that. Isn't that so pretty? Oh, love that. Okay, we are almost done. And I think we're going to use some neutrals. What is this called? Neutral adhesive back sequins, because we have this gold. And we're going to put some of these right here. Big one and a little one. And another little one over here. And that is our finished card. So pretty, looks very fancy, and that is our fun fold for the day. I hope you like my videos. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and click that notification button so that the notification bell so that you're notified when I post a new video. Thanks for watching.